Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, day one is in the books at the Ulaanbaatar Grand Slam in Mongolia. Nagayama taking gold in the under 60 kg category. Total of 4 fights for Nagayama, a couple of Ippons, some really nice attempts, a couple of wazaris as well, and quite an interesting matchup in the semi-final and the finals. In the semi-finals, he ended up going against Kokolaev from Israel and Yang, the Olympic silver medalist from Taipei. So those were quite interesting matches. We'll have a look at those. But check out this Uranage. Nagayama, obviously known for his Seoi Nage, but he has a wonderful Uranage. I've done a video on it before. Really interesting entry. Goes down onto his knees. Have a look at it again here. But look at as he just wraps himself around his opponent, jumps really low onto his knees and then throws them over. Beautiful, beautiful technique. So there was a wazari in the first round for him, round 2, obviously because he's a top-seeded judoka. Had a good couple of attempts here, nice sore attempt as well. So looking aggressive early, but just a wazari to get through his first fight. Also guys, remember if you're trying to access something from around the world but you can't because it's region locked, use NordVPN. You can access any country around the world, pretend that you're in it, and use the internet just like you're in that country. It's a great product. I use it all the time. Next up, in the quarterfinals, here we have against a Mongolian, and obviously there were lots of Mongolians competing at the Ulaanbaatar Grand Slam. This one here, kind of a slower fight for Nagayama. I think a lot of people were trying to get in early and try and get a score on him before he could kind of attempt to have a score, but once the matches start to slow down a bit and Nagayama gets his hands on you for more than 5 seconds, you're going somewhere. So here he is with that nice Uchimata that he has as well, defending well, being strong in the position. Nagayama's so strong, so hard to throw him. Usually you have to throw him with something kind of unorthodox. Goes in for the sode, still strong, stands straight back up, and then lovely bit of ashiwaza. In my opinion, this should be an Ippon. I don't know why it's not an Ippon, to be honest. Come on, he's flat on his back, no? The ref is raising his hand, but they overruled it, made it a wazari, but I disagree with that. And here, just on the clock, time ran out, but that would be another wazari as well. Right next into the semi-finals against Kokolaev from Israel. And Kokolaev, I mean, that could have maybe been a wazari right there. We'll have another look. I mean, look at this. His shoulder, just for an instant, touches the mat. I don't know if you can give him a wazari for that. Anyway, doesn't get the wazari, Kokolaev, and then Nagayama on the attack. Ouchigari into Tomoe Nage. Beautiful stuff. And for some reason, this match just opened up. There was a lot of attacks from both guys. Here we have a wazari really driving Ippon Seoi Nage. Someone in the comments the other day saying I can't say Seoi Nage properly. Dude, I live in Japan, I speak Japanese, and everyone here says Seoi Nage. So don't copy the commentators. The commentators, they all say Seo Nage for some reason. It's annoying. It's Seoi Nage with an I. That's how they say it, guys, okay? Anyway, back to the action. I love what Kokolaev's doing here. He's looking for any attempt, kind of being aggressive, trying to get first to the punch, making Nagayama work for it, making him defend. That's what you gotta do. Nice kataguruma attempt here. Always looking to show him something, but Nagayama, he has more technique. He knows how to get into throws in more situations. He knows how to work the kumikata to his advantage much more, I think, than Kokolaev. And this kind of urgency from Kokolaev, well, it's admirable. Technique is going to win out in the end, in most cases. Also, if you have been paying attention, this is the Uranage we just saw against Kokolaev. Okay, this is a right-sided Uranage, but in this situation here, earlier on, this is a left-sided Uranage. Different approach, dropping down to the knees. So Nagayama has a Uranage on both sides. Very rare for a Japanese fighter to have that sort of technique and to do it left and right. So the final now against Yang, and Yang, similar to a lot of the other guys, trying to be aggressive, beat Nagayama to the punch before he gets a good grip on them, but I mean, that could be an Ippon, no? Straight on his shoulders. I guess you gotta have a bit of the back on the mat, so good work by Yang. Defends well, but still, you can kind of see how this is gonna go. Yang, obviously the taller fighter, fights in a way similar to the Japanese, and Nagayama, he's just used to this. And this entry here, beautiful work by Nagayama, goes in with an Ochigari, and then turns it into a Seoi Nage. So now Nagayama has a score on the board. Obviously almost threw him for Ippon a few seconds ago, looking for his Tomoe Nage that he does as well. But Yang, on the offensive, looking for the newaza, and it's actually this offensive newaza that kind of puts Yang in a position where he has to give up on it later on at the end of the final here. So Yang going to the ground again, obviously trying to do what he can to just get a wazari up, or, you know, get Nagayama onto the ground where he can do his lovely newaza. And he gets an opportunity. This is his opportunity, and there's not much time on the clock. So Yang goes to work, and watch what Nagayama does. He keeps his elbows tucked close to his chest, and this stops Yang being able to lock up that Sankaku Jime that he loves so much. And just also being really flat to the mat. As soon as you give him an inch to roll over, it almost happened here, it's game over. So Nagayama does really well, and Yang has to give up. And at this point he's got 10 seconds left, and 10 seconds is not enough to throw Nagayama. So this is the end of the match, guys. Nagayama obviously taking gold, Wazari up against Yang. There'll be more action to come. Like, subscribe, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you guys soon. See you later.